on a girl, a guy, and a movie. Me and Janet are discussing the 1994 classic Tammy and the Teenage T Rex, or Tanny and the Teenage T Rex.
Yeah.
Um, this is a movie directed by Stuart Raphael, and he's directed some good films in the past. Uh, one of the movies he did is one of my favorite Michael Pear films. It is my favorite Michael Pear film. It's The Philadelphia Experiment.
Hmm.
And then that same year, he released another movie that got butchered by MGM called The Ice Pirates.
That was pretty
And yeah, and then in 1988, he made a movie I have yet to watch with Janet called Mac and Me, but it's coming. Oh, is it coming?
good. Yeah, I haven't
And
seen it yet.
yeah, neither have I. And Stewart, he kind of he knows people because they had an opportunity to make this film. There was 2 weeks. This animatronic dinosaur was available on its quest. It would be in the area for 2 weeks, and so the director had everything set up to where he could do all the filming within like 25 minutes of where he lived. And they didn't really have a whole lot of budget with this movie. The dinosaur walking scenes are only second to any scene where the dinosaur is doing stuff with its little claws. The little claws are the best part of this movie, and
And the,
I
and the feet. There's a couple with the feet that crunch
the
begin to
feet was
and
funny.
crinkle when he
Yeah,
walks. Okay.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, it was funny.
Um, and if just as a hello to everybody here, Crafting Gamer, Lloyd Christmas, I got to tell you guys, if I ever win Powerball or Mega Millions, we're gonna have a big fucking house. We're gonna have a big party. Padre, it was hard. It was very hard watching this movie sober. Um, but we're gonna have Denise Richards come over. I'm gonna pay her $1 million, and we're gonna play. We're gonna
Charades.
charades because there's I have to show this. You don't understand what I'm talking about, but I'll help you.
Frame, name, frame. Do you want my bracelets? Michael gave it to me. You know Michael? I don't understand.
That is the best acting she'll ever do.
The
Oh,
thing that's funny about this scene is his arms get long and then
longer and
short again.
longer. Yeah.
Because the scene I thought was even funnier than this one, is you laugh through this whole scene, was the scene, the phone booth scene. That was, I was dying laughing because he goes over there after that little lady screams and runs off and decides he's going to call her. And his arm just gets really long and he's over there and he's dialing the number and then he sticks his finger in there to get the change if there's any change in the. I just thought it was hilarious. That scene was hilarious to me.
This movie is
It was
so
so corny.
it's so unintentionally funny and has some amazing parts to it. But you have to view it. You have to watch this film. And I hate to tell you, like, this movie is worth every of the 90 minutes. The super gory version. It's not that gory. This is not brain dead. It's not Dead Again and not Dead Alive. It's a good movie. It's almost wholesome. You could have my mother watch it with you, and it's funny. This film has got some bangers in it. You have the gay black guy. I don't know why, but in the 90s we always had to have a gay black guy somewhere. This movie has it. We have the woman who's very pretty and can act. That's Denise Richards. And then
Mhm.
Paul Walker's even in this movie for a little bit. It was either we were going to watch this movie or we were going to watch The Man with Two Brains with Steve Martin. And I'm having
Yeah,
a hard
I
time
had
finding that.
already I'd already gotten this guy all ready to blow up and everything, and I picked up my outfit and I said, "Nope, we're gonna watch this movie because I'm ready to, I'm ready to go."
I just can't believe that this scene, somebody was paid to actually write out the scene, and they had to have a conversation with Denise Richards first, there just to get an idea of how she could deliver this. But they were they wrote the scene out,
Hmm.
the script. The puppeteer had to be given time to do his dinosaur thing, and then Denise would say things again, and somebody got paid to make this movie.
Hmm.
Do you understand how wild that is? This is crazy.
Yeah,
I
this was some
love
of the best acting I've ever seen from her in this movie.
memes. This film is classic. I'm just gonna go back to the well here because
Do you want my bracelet? No.
$1 million game of charades.
Michael gave it to
Absolutely
me.
worth it.
You knew Michael?
I'm convinced that
I
would
don't
be money
understand.
well spent.
Head?
And the other part, I'll have to talk about it when she's finished.
Here.
Let me see if I can find the
Part
full
after
group.
the one guy gets killed, he gets
Yeah.
his head bit off and stuff, and then he
Is it
the other
before
guy
this?
has that. Yeah, when they cut the guy's head off and put his brain in the dinosaur, they're doing the saw and blood spraying everywhere, right? The little
Yeah,
guy that was in was it Labyrinth? Yeah,
I think
wasn't it
so.
Labyrinth? He played the lead Gump. Remember? His name
Yeah,
was Gump. Yeah, that guy right there with the mouse on there. He eats that pizza and stuff covered with blood. It was so disgusting. The whole thing was disgusting. I don't know how I don't know. I don't know how they did this without laughing. I want to see the outtakes from this.
I've not seen any outtakes of this movie, and I've not seen any special features, so I don't think they really did any. This is me after a day at work of butchering cows.
Hmm.
Like everything just stained red. Go
But see who
home.
that is? That's gum.
I know, but I'd lay on the floor and I'd let my dog just walk around and lick me because, like, okay, look at the clothes, make sure you get the boots, Harry. And the dog, like, he started at a 10-pound mini schnauzer. And by the time he died, he was like 15 pounds.
Oh
He
my
almost had a whole
goodness.
nother dog. It was kind of sad. But this movie is so good.
I
There's
mean,
Paul
yes,
Walker.
there you go. And he stapled the head back together.
Yeah,
And then she's thinking the quest is to find his body and to put his brain back in. I was like, everything's dead as soon as they take the brain. You know how long it is?
yes. I see how long it is.
And after he bit that guy's head off, he cleans it, or he gutted that one guy. He cleans his teeth.
Yeah,
Oh my god! And watch this wall. Did you notice that whole wall shook?
the whole wall
Shut the
vibrated.
door-
It looked
When he
like
shut the
yeah.
door, yeah, it was hilarious. You could tell but they definitely had a lot of extras and stuff in this movie and a lot of costumes. But yeah, that you could definitely tell the dialogue was who is that jerk? The guy that plays the jerk. Is
I,
any other movies that he's been in that you know of? Oh, it's horrible.
there are some times where watching a really bad movie can help cleanse your palate, and this is
I laughed
definitely
a lot. And these are supposed to be high school kids.
Yeah, and
Not
she's
college students. These are kids who are in 11th and 12th grade, supposedly.
mhm. um
That's terrible.
okay. So Theo Forsett, the guy that played Byron,
Mm.
that come on, damn it,
Yeah, him.
that guy, the
Oh,
guy with
okay.
the mullet.
Mhm. Well, Byron wasn't. That wasn't Byron. Byron was the
Oh,
gay.
that's right. My bad. Uh, Byron's a gay guy. Michael,
Because
Helga.
his father was the chief of police.
Yeah, well, yeah,
See,
Mr. Black was
that's what I
amazing.
said. Yeah, it was so funny because it was like Smokey and the Bear meets Dukes of Hazzard, and then you throw in
But
like
you got George Pilgrim
caveman.
and Sean Whalen, and those guys play
Oh,
the best cops. These three guys, J.J. Saunders, George Pilgrim, and Sean
yeah, they
Whalen,
were the best actors
they're the
in the
best
movie.
filmers in this entire show.
Sheriff Black was I would have to say he was the best actor in the movie, actual acting wise.
Yeah,
And then the next would be the guy that plays the son. He did a really good job of being an actor, but everyone else, yeah, go to
really
school.
bad movie.
Yeah, it was so bad.
Probably one of the worst films. I mean, this isn't as bad as like G.I. Jane, but it's probably pretty close.
Well, I thought G.I. Jane was like heads and leaps and bounds better than this one for me.
Yeah, this guy right here, who is this? Okay, George Pilgrim.
Hmm.
And
Billy, he was the bad guy.
so George Pilgrim, he is Billy and Tammy and T-Rex. He was Jay
Yeah,
Chamberlain in Guiding Light. He was a Time Master. Oh God. And
I
then
never
he's in
saw
Red
that.
Shoe Diaries.
Yeah.
He was in an episode of VIP, which is a terrible show.
He was in Adam's Family Reunion. I wonder what character he was. Oh, a hungry guest. Okay.
That's not, I don't think that's the same as the movie I want to see. No, that is not the same movie.
What movie is it?
That's Tim Curry as Gomez.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen
That is
that one.
not the same one.
I haven't seen it.
Okay. Yeah, this guy's not been in a whole lot of shows.
No, I haven't seen. I didn't recognize him when I saw him as a bad guy. I was like, I don't recognize who he is.
He's not a good actor.
Mm-mm.
He's pretty horrible at acting.
Almost everyone in this movie was.
Yeah, this movie is a bad film.
Yeah, really
This,
bad.
this is one of the worst movies. I mean, he takes good photos. He's got a nice photo reel on IMDb.
Hmm.
George Pilgrim does the search for the truth. So obviously he might be in the paranormal. For you ladies out there, we got some cheesecake for you. You
Yeah.
don't like cake there, Janet? That's
No,
surprising.
it's okay. I mean, it's just he's not a good actor. Just
Oh no.
his character was over the top. I mean, I don't know how they expected people to even take any of it serious. You could tell that the movie was made to not be. It was like a just a project to train people or something. You know what I mean? That's what it seemed like. Because there wasn't anything in it that seemed serious. You know, everything seemed it was very thrown together. It was like let's train some people how to make a movie or something. You know what I mean? Like a was a project for a college class or something. That's what it kept, you know. I just had a hard time trying to understand what the heck is supposed to be going on in it. It was a mess.
That was most of the movie for me as well. I was really confused about like why are they doing this? But anything to do with the dinosaur looked good.
Yeah, that's why. The thing is, why would he be looking to have this dinosaur for a movie if you hadn't even written a screenplay or anything yet?
I mean, it's Stuart Raphael. He did have a screenplay called The Ice Pirates, which was a complete movie. And then the MGM producer came and he just completely shredded the third act,
Hmm.
destroyed it.
Yeah.
And so
I know, but the fact that he had the means to be able to get this dinosaur before it was used in this other project for 3 weeks, but
Mhm,
and then he had to write a screenplay around it.
mhm.
Basically, he knew he was going to have that time. The fact that he even thought about getting the dinosaur when he didn't even have a script yet. You see what I mean? That
Yep.
usually doesn't happen. I mean, you usually have a story, and then you find the things you need to go around the story.
Okay, this is NCIS from 2020.
Hmm.
I don't know. This is a very interesting movie setup. I thought of all things, this movie just proved to me that if you know the right people, things will happen.
Hmm.
That's all this movie is. It just
You just
this
need
movie.
money. And then all the people that donated money to give them $1 million to make a movie that was, and they didn't even have a script to look at. You know
No.
what I mean? And they just knew that a bimbo, Denise Richards, was going to be in it. You know,
Yeah,
that's it. It
and
was like, that's all they
she's
needed.
she's very pretty.
Hmm.
That's all they have. We got this young kid, Paul Walker,
Hmm.
and we have him on set for 5 days. I think he was on there less time than the actual T Rex itself.
Yeah, and the director made sure that everything was within 20 miles of his house. He didn't want that to go very far because he didn't want to waste any money because he wanted to spend it and get it done and get it out there.
I
So,
mean, this is that's almost a Corman-esque style of movie shoot
mhm.
because Corman filmed the original Little Shop of Horrors between Friday night and Monday morning,
Yeah.
and it looked good on film. That's the part I also need to add. This movie did not look good on film. This movie had some stuff in it, like when the Billy and all of his ruffian friends come over to the house and they storm up the stairs, and the father's just standing there, letting them all go past him. Yep, yep, she's home. She's home. Go on up there, boys. Just like last summer when the football
whole
team came over.
gang, a whole gang of guys up there,
Oh, there was
in,
some
in
with
his
them.
daughter's room, and he just lets them bust the door open. I don't know. I just thought that was ridiculous, that whole thing. And then the other part where you see her getting out of the shower and stuff, she puts a robe on, puts her hair up in a towel, and she's sitting down and she's putting her makeup on, and then she looks over the window and sees this giant, huge T-Rex, and she starts screaming at the top of her lungs and falls to the floor. And the dad goes, something happened, I heard her scream. And they're standing there. And then when they go up there, she's nowhere to be found, but everything's like drawn towards the window. Like the T-Rex supposedly crawled through her window and grabbed her and took her with his little tiny arms. I couldn't help but laugh. It was the stupidest
His
thing I've
arms
ever
are
heard of.
magic.
None of
And
it made any sense.
his arms were magic. Okay, I mean, if I
They
need
get
like
long and
5 foot
small.
arms, the T Rex gets 5 foot arms. That's all there is to it. Don't you
Yeah.
understand? They're magical. We're not abiding by physics and like real skeletons, like in the movie Meet the Robinsons, when the T Rex is unable to get anybody because of these tiny arms.
Yeah,
This is
because
not that movie.
he was
This
on
is
the
an Odyssey.
phone, and then he was able to reach into her window because he couldn't have went into the window because he's too big. He's a T-Rex.
Mhm.
But his long, skinny arms was able to go in there and get her off the floor because she was on the other side of the room by the door at her table doing her makeup. So I don't know. I just thought some of it was just way, just so far out there. It just, it was ridiculous. I mean, that's how some of it was really, really bad. But I did laugh, and I laughed at you laughing through the whole movie. I thought that was hilarious.
Couldn't help it. I
I
couldn't help it. This is a classic film. Like everybody should have a copy of this somewhere or the ability to find it on the interwebs. Use Bing
Mhm.
and show it to your friends and family because this is a movie that will get you set for some Christmas movie madness. Like if your wife is going to force you all to watch Hallmark shows from here till the 31st, Tammy and the Teenage T Rex, Tanny and the Teenage T Rex is going to help you with some really bad movie effects. It's going to give you a good palate cleanser. This is a solid film. This is at least a 30 on my scale of a 1 to 100.
Yeah, I'm gonna not gonna give it a real high score. I mean, but it was entertaining. And if you just want a movie to laugh, to make you laugh, eat some popcorn, and watch the whole thing, because I didn't even want to get up and leave. And the movie didn't even seem as long as it was, I guess, as a movie would be. It
Fast
went,
90 minutes.
and you're left, kind of like just kind of in shock, because you're like, I can't believe they got the money to make this movie, because it just was so bad. I mean, it's really bad, but it's entertaining. Okay, I don't know how else to put that together, but that's
I was
basically.
amazed. Movies shouldn't be like this. This movie was quick. It had a plot that they never really addressed. They had a lot of inconsistencies throughout the whole movie, and it was just that was the only consistent thing about it, was that like you didn't know what to expect next.
There was no continuity.
None.
So whoever, I mean, God bless the person. The one job that I would not want to have on this movie would have been the script supervisor, because they didn't listen to that person at all, because
No.
they couldn't have. There was so many
No.
giant holes. There was gaping holes all through it. There's no way to explain what got from one spot to another. Things like that. It was just way out there, and I didn't even have time to look and see the continuity with clothes, or if the same person's wearing the same thing, or if the bruises were in the right place, or any of those things, because you're too busy laughing, going, "What the hell is going on?" Because nothing made sense, and it was ridiculous. It really was, but it was definitely entertaining. You definitely say that.
Yeah, I've laughed during other movies before, but when I get a chance to watch a really bad movie like this and it just excels at being a bad movie, please like follow my lead. Understand that you're going to be in for a treat. There are so many moments in this film where you're just like, somebody said that looks good. Somebody had a daily role and they weren't upset. They didn't say you're going to get less money. They said that looks fine. It's going to go out the week before Labor Day or Thanksgiving or whatever. We need something to fill in January. This is that movie.
There was a
All we
scene
get.
where they put the two guys, they were gang members for the
Mm-hmm.
gang, and they ran over to their car, and it was a nice car. What kind of car was that? It was real low to the ground. It
The
almost
five
looked like
point slow.
remember the dark blue car that the T-Rex stood on top of and jumped on.
With the Camaro.
It didn't look like a Camaro. It looked like it had four doors, but maybe it didn't have four doors. Maybe it was two door. But the two guys had to struggle to get under it, because
I think it
there
was
was not a
Camaro.
lot of room. And then you could see them looking up, and you could tell that they were waiting to not go all the way under the car, like scrambling to get under it to hide, like you would if you really saw a giant T-Rex coming at you. Okay, so they kind of nonchalantly got underneath, started getting under the, it didn't see the desperation that you'd think you'd see
Mm-mm.
when someone would see a T-Rex coming at you, like in Jurassic Park. That was realistic. I mean, it really scared the shit out of me. The reactions from the people to the creature, right? These people were like going, it's a T-Rex. Let's hide under this car. It was like that reaction. They get under and they're almost under to where their face is just starting to go under. And that's when he jumps up and down on it. And you see the car go on him. And then you see little splurts of blood. I was laughing at that because it was so bad. It was horrible. Even that sheep movie had 10 times better special effects and stuff, and the
I want
reactions.
I want you to be quiet there, Janet. They had $5 million from What a Workshop to work with that movie,
Well, it
and
was good.
they're in New Zealand, which has amazing actors. It's like if we had an entire like we're going to get our voice actors from like Ontario, Canada, and now I have 10 or 15 men like Bear who show up.
Yeah.
I was a Navy SEAL, and they just roll out just bangers one after another. That
Mhm.
that's the level of competency versus Black Sheep to Tammy and the Teenage T Rex.
Yeah, this was
Tammy and the
it,
Teenage T
it
Rex.
it
My bad.
looked like they didn't have experienced people. That's what I mean. It seemed like this was a training session movie to train people on how to hold a movie. It's because when you do that, when you're doing training for PRs and the other, the makeup people and the people that are going to do a crafty and all the different things you need to run a scene after scene for a day. The script supervisor, they make the small little script for one scene, and they only have the characters that are going to be in that scene show up to prepare. And then you have the lighting, all the different people. And then it was like they were training them. It's like you had two or three people that actually knew what they were doing, and everyone else was just fumbling through everything, trying to find the right lens or whatever.
Fumbling.
It was fumbling. It was a lot of now I didn't see a single boom because I kept looking to see if I'd see a boom or different things like that. I didn't see any of that. So whoever did the sound and stuff did a really good job. But when it came to like the acting especially was just really, really bad. And the continuity part, the part where everything's supposed to match up for the next scene, that type of thing. So it was really poor when it came to the
entire movie.
putting together a movie. But it was funny. Definitely, if this guy had months or a year to prepare his script, to get all the stuff together, I don't know what the movie might have been pretty good. If the special effects were better, and I don't know, something like that. Maybe it would have been a lot better movie, but you could definitely tell it was rushed, and that they didn't have good people hired to do different jobs, and the script was just crap. So I'll put it that way. I tried to be nice, but I don't know how to be nice when you got
this is not a movie you can do
to work with. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But it was funny. I definitely loved it.
A lot of unintentional humor throughout the movie from start to finish. Denise Richards is a gift that, like herpes, just keeps on giving, and just like they put her in another film. She's doing something in 2026, so we're going to be able to watch her fumble her way through another script. If you want to know what she acts like, you could see her in this movie, and I could go almost 90% of the time. I bet you that's pretty much how she is throughout the rest of it too. And I mean, there's a movie where she plays a computer scientist or a virologist for.
Yeah, wasn't a Bond movie?
Yep. Yeah, one of the Pierce Brosnans, I believe.
It was one of the worst ones too, and she was sucked in it. She even acted better in this movie than she did in that one.
This movie, probably one of her high points for her career.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt sorry for everybody kind of around that, because you have to navigate around for the pretty girl.
Well, how do you mess up playing a teenage ditz? You know what I mean? I mean, she was spoiled. Her parents let her do whatever she wanted, basically, and she was supposedly in high school. It was just so dumb.
Mom and Dad let her have hard liquor in her bedroom.
Oh, and her husband's trying to run upstairs to check on her because he heard her scream. And the mom goes, "But she said not to bother her. She doesn't feel very good. She needs to be left alone." So stupid. Yeah, so I don't know. It's almost like it kind of reminded me some of the scenes that they didn't have any words. They just told them to go in and act, just react to what's going on. You know what I mean? So they just made up shit as they went along. Some of the scenes, it seemed that way to me.
Um,
Maybe I'm wrong.
I did like the fact they had the brain tech properly done. The practical effects are brief, very nice. Probably had a guy that he was on the phone with an actual pyrotechnician and said, in order to get the right special effects for the sparks, just do this, this, and this. And then the phone hangs up. He's like, oh shit! I was going to ask him another question. We'll try it. We'll go do it, and we'll see what happens. And it actually kind of looked good.
Well, the one scene that I thought was really funny when it came to that part is when you see him carrying the brain, the doctor, from his head, okay, and then he carries it up the stairs to put it in this special bowl, and it's got these white things that are out like this, right? And then
Mhm.
there's like this fluid in there and a little round thing to set the brain on. He says it has to be exactly on this just right so that the connectors, whatever. Then you see this thing pop in there, and all of a sudden the white things were gone. So you could tell it was edited because
Yes.
now it has tubes and stuff in it, but you don't see how it's just bad editing. It's just all of a sudden nothing matches. That's continuity. It's when it's supposed to link up
Yeah.
and connect, so it's seamless. That's how almost every movie, that's what I bitch about, is the editing, because you can see that that person was supposed to be walking with their purse on their right shoulder, and the next scene they got it on their left shoulder. Well, what happened? You're not supposed to do that. That's continuity. That's the script supervisor is supposed to go make sure each scene everyone's ready to go. This is the 17th take. It's got to match the take before it, so that when they edit it, it goes right together and seamless. And you want a movie that looks like, really, it doesn't have any seam in it. It's flawless. It just flows the way it's supposed to, and you'll see that in some of this. But this one didn't have that at all. It was so juggly. It was like someone was juggling, like that bad bartender couldn't juggle the bottles and stuff. So I don't know. It was really bad. This was really bad.
I mean, we did show him the movie Cocktail and tried to do that, Bob. Tried to do that, and he like, and just doesn't quite.
It was like, okay, you're having a party. You stand over there. You guys stay over there, and the camera's going to go through here, so you can't walk here. They have all the little the train, railing set there, and all the cables that they need for the director to sit on the thing behind the camera, blah blah blah, and the boom operator follow them along, whatever, how they were going to have it do that, and then where the actress was, that they're going to. You come over when you're supposed to on Mark II or whatever. The first production assistant is telling everybody where to stand or whatever, and then when the director says action, everybody just starts doing their own thing. They didn't even listen to them. That's what a lot of it seemed like. It seemed like when I worked a few times, there was a couple of women that would say, I'm going to get picked in this movie, and I'm going to be picked, and I'm going to become a star. They got this attitude. So even though, let's say they're an extra, okay, supposed to be in the back, and they're just supposed to walk across the hall, and that's all they're supposed to do. Well, all of a sudden you see her following the doctor down the thing while they're having their conversation. And then the director says, stop. And then he goes, what are you doing? And then she's looking around like he's not talking to her. And he goes, you. And she goes, me? And he goes, yeah. What are you doing? Well, I'm following them down the hallway to go to my room. And he goes, that's not what she's supposed to do. Tell her what she's supposed to do again. Like that. And the director would stop and try to get it fixed, set it up. But this one didn't have anyone stop anyone. They just kept doing whatever. I don't know. It was just so jumbled up like that. That's what made it really hard.
The entire film from start to finish is like that.
Yeah.
And supposedly there's supposed to be a guy in here holding on to the tail of the T-Rex.
What for? So it doesn't tip
know.
over?
I have no idea. Probably not to tip over. This is an animatronic. It's not well balanced.
Yeah. And it was made not long after Jaws made the shark, right?
This was the 94 film. So this is after the summer of Jurassic Park.
And also the werewolves movies that we did. This was after that too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's had a little time to develop, because it's not too bad. I'm not saying it's a bad
No.
looking T-Rex. It's just that everyone knows a T-Rex doesn't have. Look how long his arm is now.
Yeah.
It's getting bigger and shorter, and then she's
There we
kissing
go.
and
There we
hugging on
go.
it.
There we
She's
go. There's a hand
Yeah,
right
see, that's how
there.
little the arms are. See, but
How dare you use realism?
the thing is she's kissing and touching it and stuff, and it's reacting, even though it's a robot. It has no feelings. It's just the brain. It can think, but that's it. So I don't know. I just had a hard time with a lot of it because it was so ridiculous.
Yeah, and they filmed. There's a guy holding a dinosaur up, or he's patting the tail. We just saw that. That was fucking amazing.
Hmm.
The
Nice
T
looking
Rex.
dinosaur.
Say again.
I said it was a nice looking dinosaur. They
Oh,
did
it
a
was.
really good job on it.
It reminds me of the one we had here in San Antonio at the Ripley's Believe It or Not. They had a really good front room for this museum, and they had a dinosaur that he would swivel back and forth and he would roar, but he looked just like the one in this film. Never walked or anything, just and that was all.
Mhm. Yeah, I've gone to a couple of these. It's like a almost like a Comic-Con, but it's all with dinosaurs and fossils, and they have animatronics, and then they'd have people walking around in safari outfits with puppets, baby puppets that just hatched out of an egg, to the kids, things like that, and it's really cool. It's usually for kids, but I've gone to them by myself. They're pretty neat, and I haven't gotten on any of the dinosaurs, but just to go through and look at all of it, and then see what kind of stuff they're selling, shark teeth and things like that, because those are all fossils.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was interesting. But if you like dinosaurs and you like corniness
Great
and you
movie.
want to laugh and stuff, it's definitely that. But don't watch it expecting it to be believable.
No.
When it comes to science and or good acting at all, because there really isn't any.
Not at all.
But
It's a fine movie if you want to see early Paul Walker
yeah,
before
he was so
before
young. He was so young. He looked like a high school student in this movie, but
Yeah.
no one else did. He looked younger than her, definitely.
So next week we have another bad movie.
Oh,
This
yeah, because I
movie,
was looking at my list and I thought I put them in order compared to yours. Let me go back to it real quick, and this is what my order says. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, I gotta remember where it's at. I thought it said here it is. I had Streets of Fire and then Nosferatu and then The Package and Dungeons and
I'm
Dragons.
having trouble getting a hold of some streams.
Oh, okay. So just make sure you let me know, because I had to look it up again. I was like, I can't remember the name of the movie, but I know it has a dinosaur in it. So this is what I'm going to try to do.
Next week we're gonna watch the Barry Bostwick special,
Oh no,
Megaforce.
Megaforce. Okay,
Yeah.
I've never seen this. I've never seen this one.
Well, Persia Kambata is in it as well, or she's the hot lady that was shaved head, Decker's girlfriend in Star Trek Motion Picture.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
She's, during the In Search of Tomorrow, Barry Bostwick is lamenting about, like, if only Persia had just been a little bit prettier,
Mm.
wink, wink. And
Sad.
what's actually sad is that she had an illness, I think,
Mhm.
and it just got a hold of her and kind of took her out early in life.
Mhm.
Persis Kambata, and this movie came out the same time as Delta Force came out. I remember because these two were in that same time frame, and then Firefox came out not long after all this, and a lot of people were thinking that this could be a really good start to a movie series, but Megaforce never had that happen because there was no budget in Megaforce, and we'll see that next week. But okay, Perseus Khambatta died at the age of the age of 49 in 1998. Oh, a little bit later. I thought she died in the 80s. My bad. Um, she was
Oh,
considered for the
it's sad
title
that
role.
she died.
Yeah, she died in 98. She was supposed to be an Octopussy, but passed over in favor of Maud Adams. Not a good choice. A year before her death, she published a coffee table book called The Pride of India, which had all the former Miss Indias, and it was dedicated to Mother Teresa. And then
Do you
in
have a picture
August,
of her? Because I'm trying to remember who she is. Is she the one that had that really deep voice?
I believe so.
Because I thought she was just in that other series that, oh God, the
This lady, right here.
oh, that's right. Okay, I had her mixed up with someone else. Sorry.
Yeah, and
Yeah, she's so pretty.
yeah, she's
Even bald, she was gorgeous.
even when she was like in Star Trek, she looked great.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look that good when I'm bald
Not going to happen for me either. Trust me.
because
It's not
I got
word.
that bald wig so I could wear it, but I haven't done it yet. But I'm looking forward to one day doing it. My poor fan isn't working as good as I thought it was. My batteries must be going down. See, he's starting to get limp. Poor thing.
Or boom, shakalaka, boom. What killed the dinosaur? Okay, you knew that was coming. Don't think it wasn't. Um, that
He has Down syndrome.
yeah, poor dinosaur.
Oh,
She got taken to the hospital and she had a heart attack in August of 1998.
wow,
Um,
terrible.
there was a portion of the motion picture film where like she has to keep her eyes open and they're just flashing intense light at her, so she's blind at the end of shooting.
Hmm.
Finally, like after a couple months, her vision kind of came back. But she had that good, seductive, deep voice, and Femina Miss India was the nickname they had for her.
Hmm.
But we'll be watching Megaforce next week, one of the better movies with Barry Bostwick, because I've already shown you FDR American Badass,
Yeah,
and
I
that was
laughed a lot in that one too. It was funny.
except for the jar scene. The jar
Yeah,
scene
that
gave
was.
you PTSD.
Yeah, it almost made me throw up. It was disgusting.
This everybody liked her in Starship Troopers, but the foolish part is all of us in '97, all of us, we didn't like Dizzy as much, and Dizzy was the one that was really there for Rico. She was the long game.
Hmm.
So
That happens a lot in real life.
it does.
They always want the flashy one.
But hopefully, by the time we get back, this lady will be painted up in full. All right. So, Janet, you have anything going on this week?
I'm going to leave tomorrow and drive to Alabama and see my dad.
I hope you have a great time. You would do me
But
a favor.
I'll be back for Thursday and Friday shows and stuff.
Okay. Say hi to the family. Want to read this for me for Six Nations? He's the one
As
that gave her.
as a schlock film, 70 out of 100. As a normal film, 30%, maybe 35%, as long as I had a few beers before watching. Yeah, for sure. I needed to have a good buzz going on and some junior mints. Oh my God, that's hilarious. To fully appreciate this gem on a film. Yeah. And that's how I feel. To me, it ranks up about a 75 if you know what you're getting into to watch it, knowing it's not going to be good and that you're just watching it for the laughs and the corniness and the mess. You know what I mean? Basically.
Yeah.
But it's definitely entertaining. It's not boring. You're not going to fall asleep while you're watching it because there's so much going on and so much chaos, all at the same time. But it just really bad. It's just if you like bad movies, you're going to love this movie. That's how I would definitely say that.
That sounds worse than what it really is, but it's a bad movie. if you don't mind bad movies, you're gonna love it.
It's a good bad movie. That's a good.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, the if you're regular movie watching, if you're watching like Steven Seagal and Cynthia Rothrock, put this in. You'll love it.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, that'll be it for today. Next week's show, join us as we do Megaforce, and until then, the balcony is closed.
See you guys later.